What's going on, people? Guns blazing, back at it again, and I recently just picked up this deck. It's Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc, aka Bird Up. Some nice burb solitaire action going on. And before we go any further, here's my list for now. It's pretty much complete, just gotta test out different hand traps. By the way, it was completely free to play. This is the reroll test account that I made a video on yesterday. The deck list is in the description if you need it. Now, this is a big contrast from the first archetype I tried, which was Sky Striker, because this is a combo deck with multiple special summons and opening lines. It's also something I wouldn't consider is the best deck to transition from Duel Links to the Master Duel format, as there's a lot to learn and you might get a little overwhelmed. But if you want to challenge yourself, it's a decent challenge, and it's what my goal was with this deck. Try something a bit harder, speed up my learning, and it'll help you get up to speed with the current TCG, OCG stuff. So you'll pick up a lot of things with this deck, like, you know, setting up a strong first turn board with some negates in there, playing through disruptions, and then if you're like me, whose play experience was mostly Duel Links, then you're coming from a game where your decks had like 2 or 3 opens max, and then this has like at least 50. So that could catch you off guard. Anyways, let me give you a little taste here, try to give you a short summary of how this works. Showcase a little combo. No idea if it's optimal, it's kind of done on the fly. So here's Bird Call. It's the bread and butter spell of the deck. Searches a Lyrilusc burb for you and special summons. But Bird Call special summon is optional. So here I actually use Warbler's effect to special summon those 2 small burbs. And they're essentially the building blocks of our combo. I won't have time to go through every one of their effects, but to simplify it, you're going to want to special summon 4 of them, and they have a lot of special summoning within their effects. And one of the things you usually work towards on your first turn is you build 2 of these Rectals, which search more small burbs, and then at the end, when you're done searching with them, you combine them into Utopic Draco Future, and then bam, you got your first negate on board. Then here's where the Tri-Brigades come in. In summer, you can banish off some monsters in your grave to link summon. So I banished 2 mons to summon Harpie Conductor, which I can then do a small link climb into a Samorg. That's 2 big goals completed, and to top it off, I'm going to special summon this Canary, which brings back another Lyrilusc from the grave, which I can turn into Ensemblue. The yellow one, Beryl Canary, always ends the combo because it locks you into Xyz. Ensemblue has a non-once per turn bounce, 1 bounce per material, and at the end phase, Samorg summons Apex. So we got Draco Future, which is an effect monster negate, Avian, which is like, I think anything, and then Ensemblue, which is only on special summon monsters. And so that was the hard part. Now we just sit back, negate everything our opponent does. Here's Draco Future, that's a once per turn monster negate. Also gives you the monster if they're on the field. The Apex, the one in the middle, is the one that can negate anything, so you kind of want to save that for something big. And the Ensemblue, you can pretty much use it anytime there is a special summon, so don't be afraid to just use it whenever. Monster Born's my kit, which I can actually bounce back to my hand, and I think it was just a bait to try to get Obedience schooled off, but that's what the Avian is for. And that's pretty much the duel. Also note that Samorg can resummon Avian. So that might be a lot to take in for some of the newer players or people that don't have experience in this format. If you feel it's a lot to learn, just, you know, stick with it, play around with it a bit, watch a guide video, and, you know, just break it down step by step. So that's how I learn my new decks. I just break it down like boss monster by boss monster usually. It's a lot of trial and error and, you know, misplays. And also, can't forget to mention that I had a couple friends helping me out on stream, like just walking me through the deck on my first few games. So like this video is not to teach you every single thing about Bird Up. Just a little preview for it for players that are in a similar boat that I'm in. Just don't get intimidated, learn the basics, even if that means like having a friend help you or watching a video. One helpful video is that 2-hour Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc combo video by Sir Emanon. That's one of the things I watched, but I didn't watch the full 2 hours. I think I just watched the first 2 or 3 combos. And then once you know enough of the basics, like the general feel of the deck, then that's when you go experiment and just learn the deck yourself. That's where the fun comes in, you know, like the progression of learning a new deck, especially a deck like this. I should link that vid too in the description, so if it's not there, then just let me know in the comments. Anyways, yeah, my biggest tip that I can give you is just learn the deck piece by piece. And you won't believe it, but if you read the cards, you can actually like understand how they work. Like, we could get away with not reading cards back in Duel Links, but if you're trying to learn something like this, then please, please, my boys, read the cards. But if you do manage to learn it, then you'll realize it's an extremely fun deck to play. Probably some of the most fun things about it are like the Avian negating and then coming back after every end phase. Learning all the combinations of the small burbs so that no matter what you open, you could always have something on board on your first turn. But I think the one thing I love about it most, it's kind of random. It's this one card that it just attacks up to 6 times, maybe more. And it also can attack directly, just jumping over everything. You just gotta learn how to set it up. Here it comes. I think it's called Assembled Nightingale. Gets 1 attack in the battle phase for each little burb that's on it. Look at this cute little thing go, just slapping the opponent's face over and over again with this little talons. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this deck. Very enjoyable experience. Again, if you want to try it out, deck list in the description. And before we go, there's one last spicy one. It's versus Galaxy Eyes Photon. As you can see, I'm just max C'd up. He's just going crazy. My opening was ass. It was literally just Almiraj and Draco Future. But what ends up happening is Draco Future is just too solid for this guy. It can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So this whole damn turn, this guy was trying to find a way to like get it off the board. It seizes out into a bunch of stuff I don't really know. He does get to banish it out here, but it's only temporary. And there's like 20 cards in my hand. So I get a blank check to finish him off any way that I want. He does have 2 fat ones on the board though, so. But I think you already have an idea of what we're gonna do to solve that problem. As always, have yourselves a good one. And this is Guns Blazing, signing out.